Welcome to the Pharmacy Leaders Podcast with your host, Tony Guerra. The Pharmacy Leaders Podcast is a member of the Pharmacy Podcast Network with interviews and advice on building your professional network, brand, and a purposeful second income from students, residents, and innovative professionals.
Welcome to the Pharmacy Leaders Podcast, Pharmacy News Sunday. And we have a ton to talk about. So first, the contest on Facebook has been going great, and it's been a lot of fun. I'll announce the winners on Wednesday. Again, there's 3 different ways to win. The first way is to get the most Facebook likes, and I'll talk about those very courageous pharmacy students in a minute. The second is to post and tell me on iTunes which was your favorite Pharmacy Leaders Podcast episode. And then third was to write a review on audible.com about memorizing pharmacology, a relaxed approach. So let's first go through the courageous pharmacy students. Carly Roberts, the University of Louisiana Monroe School of Pharmacy, she's a P2. Bailey Rucker, who is representing South University School of Pharmacy from Savannah campus, she's P3. Casey Rathburn, University of Houston College of Pharmacy, APhA ASP chapter, she's P2. Tanya Wright, West Coast University. Elena Darby, University of Tennessee, she is a P4, and she's at the Knoxville campus. Anthony DeAngelis III, he is a P2 at URI, University of Rhode Island College of Pharmacy, a 0 to 6 program. Colin Anderson, P3 at Butler. Winnie Wu, P2 at Appalachian College of Pharmacy in Oakwood, Virginia. It's literally in the mountains. I've seen pictures. It's amazing. Catherine Uloa, Creighton University, P1. She's a distance student, I believe. And Maddie Harvey, P2 at West Virginia University School of Pharmacy. And then one from just a couple hours down the road, Amy Dunleavy, University of Iowa College of Pharmacy. And she's going to be a P4, and then Christina Petrellis, P2 at University of St. Joseph in Hartford, Connecticut. So really appreciate you guys putting yourself out there. We'll have the results on Wednesday, but again, if any of you guys want to meet with me while I'm at APhA, I'd be happy to do an interview with any of you guys, and we'll kind of talk it up, what you want to talk about, what's especially important to you. For example, are you working with the opioid epidemic, or are you part of PLS? What is it that you're really good at? Fundraising, or there's the CAPS lead team, and just a bunch of different things that these students have done. If you want to get yourself out there, I'll be happy to interview you. Just give me contact me by email or on Facebook Messenger. Okay, so let's see what's going on in terms of the actual contest. So we have 2 that are in the lead, Carly Roberts from ULM College of Pharmacy, and then Anthony DeAngelis III, also has a number of Facebook likes, but I wouldn't count anybody out because I've seen things happen in the last couple of days. So we're just 3 days away from the big reveal, I guess, on Wednesday, if you want to call it that. The second way, the iTunes, I think there are about 3 or 4 entries. I'm just kind of amazed. Like, they did so much work for this Facebook thing, and then there's this opening with the iTunes, and then also there's only a single person who is doing the memorizing pharmacology way of winning it. So right now they stand alone as the only possible winner, which kind of just blows my mind, but it's kind of funny. I think I've told this story before where I went to ASHP and there were literally thousands of people going in trying to get the attention of residency directors, talking to residents, current residents, and all of that stuff. But then if you go to the particular social gatherings after, like the Maryland reception, I remember the very first thing I went in was a PGY1 residency director, and he was in charge of 6 sites, and then another residency director for PGY2. So it's kind of funny. You've got this backdoor way of winning this prize. But again, kudos to you guys for taking advantage of that. And of course, I'll put those up on Wednesday morning's episode. So Tuesday night, I'll be looking at those for the winner. And then let's go over what's going on when I say pharmacy news, it's what podcast episodes, what bloggers are talking about in pharmacy, and what's going on. So the Mothership had a number of different episodes last week. Senior RX Radio, the State of Senior Care Pharmacy, with Justin Rash interviewing Frank Gasso, the CEO of ASCP, about the state of senior care pharmacy. I'm always love to hear Dr. Adam Martin, the Fit Pharmacist, and he was interviewing Brian McElderry. Hopefully I got that name right. He got his Bachelor of Science from Morehouse and then Doctor of Pharmacy from St. Louis College of Pharmacy, and that was a really powerful message. I always feel inspired when I hear Fit Pharmacists talking. PGX for pharmacists. So what's concierge pharmacist? If you're looking for something that's maybe a non-traditional role, this pharmacogenomics is a tremendous opportunity. And then I understand there's now an online master's program in pharmacogenomics at Manchester University. We hear from McKesson about pharmacy software and how that impacts patient care. And H.D. Smith, again at the NCPA 2017 conference, we hear about choosing the right pharmacy wholesale partner. And that was really kind of an interesting math that you have to do as an owner in terms of getting drugs at fair prices and being able to sustain profitable business. And so that's the podcast for now. Then two of the bloggers that I follow, TLDR Pharmacy. Of course, if you're going to be interviewing for residency interview, you really want to check out his the mock residency interview to help you prepare blog post. We did that interview where we went over residency questions back and forth, and for $15, I think he has that interview mastery guide, the TLDR guide to interview questions. It really is a step-by-step and phenomenal book that really can help you so that you're not surprised by any of the questions. Another interview help, a little bit different, coming from the Pharmacy Girl, is talking about what you should be wearing and how you should dress for the interview and some of the things that you may not think about in terms of making sure that you have everything that you need to succeed in that interview. And then also on YouTube, a couple of videos. Brian Fung published one, I want to say it was a month ago, January 6th, around there, where he did a mock interview, and it's pretty extensive. It's almost 40 minutes long, and I definitely would check that one out. And one of the guys I love to follow is who, honestly, it's his voice. He has the British English, Marvin Munzu. He has Tell Me About Yourself. Great answers for pharmacy interviews. I really like him as well. And to kind of round out the YouTubers, Kevin Yee, who I've been following quite a bit. On the other side of things, as many of you are looking for jobs, there are some pharmacists out there that are really struggling and kind of rethinking after X number of years of practice if they want to continue in the practice, because I feel like we're just in an economy that it doesn't seem like we're going to stay with the same company for 30, 40 years, that after about 6 or 7 years, and the 7-year itch from maybe relationships and things like that, but this is in terms of, what's a good amount of time to be with the company, and do things get stale? Do you need to make a lateral move because maybe where you're at is not the best place for you, and you don't really recognize how much you're, and I hate to say the word putting up with, because I remember leaving a job as a pharmacy manager, and I had plenty of money in the bank to, sustain me for a while, but I only took, I want to say, a week or two off, and I did immediately start kind of looking for jobs. But that week was really powerful in that I just had all kinds of time, no stress, and this is when I was single, no kids, and all that stuff. But it was, in many ways, kind of nice to take a real break. And I think it gives you, sometimes life helps you with that break, and that's what Kevin Yee talks about. But I've been following him for years, and he's just always kind of told it like it is. But he's been going crazy with the videos recently, and if you want to kind of follow a number of them, I talked with him and talking about pharmacy debt and just having a career that you love, and that's always been something that I really care about, is making sure that I can, I'm there to help anyone that asks me, what did you do to kind of start your entrepreneurial journey? What did you do to find satisfaction with your career and those types of things? He talks about pharmacy burnout and what to do about it. It's something we don't talk about too much, but he has a 15-minute video about that. He talks about his recent unemployment, and he had something kind of tragic happen in his life, and I had something like this happen in my life during a residency year. So I really, really not only empathize with him, but also know that sometimes these things happen, and we need to take some time to really look at what we're doing in life. Are we spending enough time with the loved ones and things like that? Is the career that you have something that you're kind of putting up with, or is it something that's maybe getting in the way a little bit? And then he then kind of goes into another one, a little bit about a little bit of regret in terms of choosing pharmacy as a career. And I'm not trying to be down about it, but it's just so valuable when somebody's able to say, hey, this is what I would have done differently, or this is how I would have looked at things a little bit differently in the future. So it's so powerful to be able to look at someone else's success and avoid the pitfalls that they avoided, and then succeed in other ways that they help you out with. So again, I do hope in this last couple of days, some of you do take the time to rate and review the iTunes podcast. It really helps me understand what it is that you guys need, because I don't really get to talk to the people that listen. And then the memorizing pharmacology thing, that's really important to me. If you can do a review on Audible if you have it. I know 10,000 people have bought it. We're at like 10,100 or 10,200 have downloaded the audiobook. So it would be really helpful for me if you're somebody that's going out to Nashville, if you could rate and review that as well. It really, really means a lot. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. If you need anything, Tony Farm D1 on Facebook is the easiest way to get a hold of me. Also, you're welcome to use my DMAC email, aaguerra@dmacc.edu. But have a great weekend. Enjoy the Olympics. And we will hear on Monday from a Neomed student with Jackie Boyle from Northeast Ohio Medical University College of Pharmacy. So this is really exciting because we have a professor interviewing a P4, and on Friday, really cool, we have the APhA student member at large interviewing Mudit Verma, who has done a tremendous amount of international travel, has been recognized through the college at the University of Maryland, not only the College of Pharmacy, but the entire college, where he was able to work with the college president. And then on Wednesday, I think I'm just going to keep it to kind of a congratulatory thing, maybe some advice for anyone that is going to APhA. My own journey, I know that my life really changed when I went to that first national conference, because my perspective really changed on things, and I I really came out of my shell after that in terms of pharmacy school and really understanding what's going on out there. So happy weekend, enjoy the Olympics, and I will talk to you guys next weekend.
Support for this episode comes from the audiobook Memorizing Pharmacology, a relaxed approach. With over 9,000 sales in the United States, United Kingdom, and Australia, it's the go-to resource to ease the pharmacology challenge. Available on Audible, iTunes, and Amazon.com, in print, ebook, and audiobook. Thank you for listening to the Pharmacy Leaders Podcast with your host, Tony Guerra. Be sure to share the show with the hashtag #PharmacyLeaders.